I'm Diane Berry. So I have a kitchen company in Manchester called Diane Berry Kitchens. So I was fortunate to win 2 design awards with the Kbsa. So it's very exciting for me. 25 to 50 kitchen. It was a building that wasn't a home. So it was an old building that was used as an architect's office. So we went into that house and you're not seeing a kitchen. So there's no thinking, oh, that's where they've had the sink, or there was nothing. And so we're actually dealing then with picking a room, thinking this is the best room for the kitchen, and then trying to make it feel like a kitchen, because it would never have been a kitchen. In a house of that age, it would never have had all the beautiful features. The kitchen was always back of office. And what was funny, when we were there was a crow stuck in the chimney. So I'm trying to measure this amazing old house, and we're hearing this like unbelievable noise. And then we ripped off like some covers off an old fireplace, and a big black crow flew out. And we had to open the window to let it out. So I know that people, when they're looking at the kitchens as a piece, I see the memories of my experience in the house, but I also have I see the people. So you're looking at it as a kitchen, and I'm seeing the family. So I can visualize the age of the people in the house and who's cooking, and who in that house. It's actually the gentleman that does all the cooking, not the lady. So he does all the cooking. So it's funny. So I'm looking at it and seeing when the apron's on the wall, I know it's his and not hers. And I know that other people are looking at it, not knowing that. And you think, I'd love to tell a bigger story about some of my work, because you don't really get the full picture. So the lady of the house runs her own company, and she comes in and she wanted somewhere cozy to sit, so she could chill out, have a gin and tonic, and chat to her husband whilst he was cooking. And you just think, so I visualize, and we created all that space to work for them, and they're just such an amazing family. So, well, you just start with the usual wish list. Is, you know, how many in the family, who cooks, what do you need, what would be the bigger picture, what would be your dream. They didn't think for 1 minute in that room they could have an island, a soft sitting area, and a table and chairs. So it's like, well, how do we do it? It's, you know, there's got to be a way to do it. It's not that difficult. We do enough apartments to be able to squeeze things in. And the thing is, the proportion of the room is very tall. So then you're trying to not make it feel full at the bottom and this massive height above you. So the darkness of the ceiling pulls it back in again and helps the proportions stay right. It's all those little things. And then obviously trying to hit budget. We did a few things to try and hit budget on that, in that the back panel on the wall and the back panel in the back of the island is just laminate. Looks like a nice textured stone, but it was laminate. So there's a few tricks in there to get the cost down. I absolutely love laminate. So we use it a lot. I have no issue with using laminate. The thing is, it's just choosing the right material. I prefer a laminate worktop if it matches the door. It doesn't look like what it is. It looks like it's all one material. And then if you're looking for a nice stone texture just as a panel, it's hard to look at that kitchen and think there's laminate panels on the wall or in the knee recess. I don't think you could tell. So it's just a nice quirky kitchen in a beautiful old house. There was actually some massive black and white prints that were left in the room of 70s pop stars. The architects had just left. So they're featured in another room of the house, I think. It's nice to get that relationship with the client and work through what they need and how you make it work for them. It's all the box. It's such a pretty room. I think about design. I very rarely think in colour. I'm very conscious that when I'm designing, I am still thinking in black and white. I'm only thinking about form and function. And then once I've got it working, I think, right, what materials am I going to use? I don't overcomplicate my process in my head by getting too wrapped up in the materials. And so I try to get, you know, the spatial design is how I would describe it. How do you get the spatial design working for that client? So get the functions right first, do all the problem solving, and then have the joy of working with the fabrics and the materials. Generally how I design. I love doing the drawings and then putting it on a big screen in the studio and watching their face. So I'm opening it on my iPad, looking at them, looking at it behind me, and I'm reading their reaction. Then that lovely reaction where they go, that's not my house. Surely not. I would say there is a style. I would say it's certainly flat panel doors. You know, you won't see me doing a shaker kitchen. It's not really my thing. When I go back to a kitchen, I like it to not look used. So I like to work with materials that will last. I did my kitchen in my house and it's 19 years old. So, and what's funny is that when I bought the house, which is 24 years ago, it had a kitchen in that I'd done. And there was nothing wrong with it. And I gave it to the electrician who fitted it in his daughter's house. And it's still fine. I do definitely have a style. And it is attention to detail. People probably look at my work and don't realize what the little things are that I change that make a difference. But they do look at it and think there's something aesthetically pleasing about it. I'm always trying to give the next client something I've either not done before or something that's ahead of the game. Because if you're ahead of the game, it becomes timeless. Lead by example, look after your clients, and then hopefully people will see the success and then want to copy it, and then everything gets lifted.